disability cuts as well. So we need to be prepared and make sure that our movement is ready to give them the same message as they had last year as well.
From the Disabled People Against Cuts Steering Committee, thank you again to the NSSN for a second year inviting us to speak. Although, really I wish it wasn't necessary. Last time I was in London, we were fighting David Cameron and Nick Clegg, so it was a while ago. But it shows you how far the Labour Party has gone that honestly, I think I prefer the Tories. Labour's disability cuts go far further and are an emergency issue for the whole trade union movement. Those cuts are already making life harder for the 1.4 million disabled trade unionists, and already any worker who becomes unable to work today will be £2,500 a year worse off compared to if they become ill last year. And the very concept of incapacity as a benefit is under threat. I've been in meetings with the Disability Minister, Sir Stephen Timms. He's very clear he still wants to remove the universal credit health element from under 22s entirely. He says to think of withdrawing the benefit, think of it as young people funding their own workplace training. With trade unionists here, I think every worker should be paid for their workplace training. And young people are once again being channeled into workfare schemes, free unpaid labour for the bosses, for the likes of Burger King, for the likes of JD Sport. We have a government talking about overdiagnosis, the idea that there are too many disabled people. And every step of the way, the government insults us. Scrap heap, burden, taking the mickey, telling us to get Sunday jobs, comparing welfare benefits to children's pocket money. Disability cuts will mean a loss of income on par with that faced by the Birmingham bin strikers for hundreds of thousands of people. That's the scale of the assault we're facing. And by the way, we made a point at our Cardiff protest to post for a group photo to send solidarity to the Birmingham bin workers. You know, an injury to one is an injury to all, and also a victory to one will be a victory for all. Last year at the TUC Congress 2025, delegates unanimously passed motions 38 and 39 opposing UK government disability cuts and calling for coordinated and sustained trade union action. The NSSN lobbied the Congress in support of those motions. In fact, Catherine Williams is one of the people to thank for one of those motions. However, the TUC General Council has since taken the very mistaken position that it does not need to implement those unanimously agreed motions. This, they say, is due to the concessions won on pit cuts. Now, these were concessions hard won in a 3-month pitched battle in which disabled people took the government within half an hour of collapse. But it was clear as day, those concessions were only ever partial and temporary. The government remains committed to welfare cuts, Burnham included. The government promised no more cuts until a review co-produced with disabled people, the Timms Review. And in just that one sentence, the government lied twice. They're already making cuts, they've cut Motability, they're cutting access to work grants, and they're delivering a sham review. It's not co-production, it's badly clothed in the language of disability activism, but with none of the methods. It's tokenism. The TUC's retreat is a mistake, and that's why motions calling on the TUC to recommit to action have now been passed unanimously at several trade union conferences, such as the GNB, where it was moved by a DPAC member. And it's also the case that the government has treated Welsh disabled people and our organisations with a particular contempt. So the movement there has drawn slightly more advanced conclusions. Disabled People Against Cuts Cymru has pioneered the demand for an independent and genuine disability review, led by disabled people and our organisations, including our trade unions, inviting the views of non-disabled carers and all workers who deliver the services we rely on, from health to transport to housing. A review based on the socialist principle, from each according to their ability to each according to their need. That's what disabled people need. And that demand has consolidated a position of near unanimous support now in Wales, across disabled people's organisations, across the best trade unions, across political parties, and across the Welsh Government. Even the Welsh Tories say they 100% support DPAC Cymru and their demands. Those are words I never thought I'd hear, but I think they're backing a winner. We're washing our hands for sham Tim's review, and we're going to be making our demand for independent review a reality. And we'll be demanding not a single member of Parliament votes for disability cuts while our review is ongoing. But we need the muscle and the solidarity to back it up. Our experience has shown just how important solidarity is. Alone, politicians can ignore us. They get a free rein to demonise us on TV. When DPAC Cymru challenged the local minister to a debate, it wasn't until a national Labour-affiliated trade union instructed him to debate with us that we even got a reply. He still said no, but the amount of press coverage we got out of it was quite satisfying. And at a local level, the support of trades councils, providing practical support, sound systems, gazebos, banners, that support was vital last year. The TUC General Secretary is openly putting party loyalty above members. So let's recommit the trade union movement to mobilise in emergency defence of its 1.4 million disabled members, in defence of young people, and in defence of our communities. Bring motions back to your branches and trades councils, and let's give the TUC General Council the kick up the backside they need. And if not, as the NSSN says, a coalition of the willing, the unions that will stand up for their members. And if a few hundred disabled people, assisted by a small number of trade unionists last year, could give Keir Starmer's government a bloody nose, imagine what the entire trade union movement could do, flexing its muscles. And I said before, an injury to one is an injury to all. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of being injured. It's time to score a victory, so let's do that.